Before I get into this character tier list for Coven of Dusk, major spoilers, by the way. I'm gonna there's basically characters that you see like only in the post game, and I'm gonna talk about like their whole arc, some of my favorite moments with them. So yeah, major spoilers. If you haven't played the game, or if you're thinking about playing the game, click off the video. Or if you just don't care, you can keep on watching. But yeah, characters, they are by far my favorite part of a video game. So why not make a video solely on characters? And why not? I'm gonna wanna have some fun. So let me like rank them as well. So yeah. The rankings, they all make sense. I don't think I really need to explain them. Favorite, love, like, neutral, dislike, hate, and a no opinion. I think the only thing I need to differentiate from neutral and no opinion is relatively just screen time is the most part. Like, if you basically had no screen time, then you're kind of just a character that I put on here just because why not, but I don't actually have an opinion on the character. While neutral is like, yeah, I don't like or hate them type of thing, because they're kind of just there, you know. I know it's a bit hard to differentiate, but once you'll see the tier list, maybe it'll make just a bit more sense. But yeah, they're all color coded because they're going to be if you just want to skip to a certain character, you'll already be able to tell what they are because they'll be color coordinated to make it easier. But yeah, and the order I do it is alphabetical order because I don't care. So yeah, it won't be in order until the end. And if you want to just see my end results, skip to the end of the video. I really don't care. Well, 2 minutes wasted. Let's begin. Clueless. Alice. He's neutral. It's something like he was kind of just there. He didn't really particularly care. Anna, however, absolutely loved Anna. So she was my main DPS, or at least one of the main DPSs in the Brigantine, and she was such a carry, man. Man, there's so many times where she just like double strikes, and I'm just like, oh, clean. Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga is neutral purely for the aspect of like, I think she could have used a bit more time. She's supposed to be like intimidating, but I didn't really find her that intimidating with the mask on. I have the mask off because I like her mask off design more than her mask on design, to say the least. And she's also dead for half of the story, or she's not really prevalent for half of the story. So it's kind of like she's the main antagonist, but she's also like not really there, and that's why she's kind of just in the neutral. You know, she's kind of just an antagonist that's there to be defeated. Baltini the third, he's a spider. He has some motives, to say the least, of like wanting to get his memories back, so he plays two sides. Again, I don't really care. He's kind of just there, no strong feelings, either or with him. He's just a character that exists. Cherry, another one of my carries. She was my tank this time around. Cherry was my tank, and she definitely was a really helpful. You know, just always being out. And it was so unfortunate how she got headshotted in one of them. But yeah, she was still very fun, to say the least. The demon, I really was I don't know why I put the demon here. I don't know, just because I was bored. I kind of like his voice lines. But again, he's kind of just like, I don't have I just don't have strong feelings for him. He's kind of just like, he's just there. I don't really have too much to say about him. Dronya. Now, I'm probably gonna get some flack for this, but Dronya's going in neutral tier. I know she's one of the main characters alongside Luca, but first impressions mean a lot to me. And my first impressions of her were not great because she's being mean to Luca, and I really like Luca, and that's kind of just how it happens, you know. That's kind of just how this tiering works. If you're like mean to a character that I love, then you're probably going to get a bit low on the tier list just because I play favorites. But another thing I really don't like about her or why she did those to be in the neutral, is that she puts on a Two-Face, and I don't really like Two-Faces, to say the least. It's like she cares about Luca, but she also doesn't seem like she cares about Luca. I just don't like Two-Fronts like that. I find them kind of just annoying, to say the least. And she like mean to Luca, which is like, yeah, she does get a little bit of a redemption arc, but it's just like the moment that I remember the most is when she's talking to Maylee and saying, you know, don't ever lay a hand on the people in my household again. That's the thing I'm gonna remember her probably by. That's probably my favorite moment of her. But like that's like the only thing. Like her redemption arc is like it's not there. You know what I mean? Like she's already too gone for me at least. So yeah, I don't dislike her. I also don't like her. So that's probably gonna be the most flack I ever get. For the people who've actually played this game. Eve is in like. Eve has went through multiple iterations. You know, she was once she was first supposed to be a Astral Knight, but then when I unlocked the Gothic Reapers, I kind of just changed her to the Gothic Reapers. So yeah, she was just there for AoE wave clear, which was nice to say the least. So yeah, Fritz, I don't like him. He is a annoying child, to say the least. Like he's the definition of like annoying child. It's just like, but Fritz, just get out of here. I just don't like him. He's an annoying. Just didn't like him. You know, he was just an annoying character. His VA was mid, in my eyes. Oh yeah, I wasn't really talk about VAs. Oh whatever, it's fine. I'll get to the VAs when I actually find them notable or actually like them. But yeah, he was just an obnoxious child that had like a crush on Luca, and again, yeah, I don't like that. So yeah, Funa, whatever. She's also just like, you know, she's just another bratty witch that's just, you know, playing coy with like Dronya and Luca, and I also don't like her way of thinking. That's another way I'm liking these people, is their way of thinking as well. Obviously, like, their actions mean a lot to me. And Funa just, quote-unquote, being bored or just having to, like, observe and in doing so just messes things up or want to mess people up. It's kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but, like, I'm perfectly fine observing people, so I don't particularly get it. I don't particularly like it. So yeah. Fuel. She's the only. I think she's the only boss. No, I have two more bosses here. But she's the only boss that actually has neutral. She's kind of like there. I don't really like her because she leans more on the sexual side of things, or at least the I forget what it's called, like BSM or something like that. I can't be bothered, something like that. But yeah, it's like she leans more towards that. She was a difficult boss fight until I overleveled myself, so I guess there's that. But again, nothing. I don't like her because she leans on the more sexual side, but I also don't mind her because she gave me a lot of gear that was pretty helpful. So it kind of evens out back to neutral, to say the least. Icura, I don't like him. You know, he has that how do I best put this? He's again, it was in like the pleasure gardens or whatever the heck you want to call them, like the pleasure district. Anyways, so it kind of shoots him, but just because it shoots him doesn't mean I can't not like him. So yeah, I just don't like him because, you know. Also, if you get a line, he also like assaults like your party, which is obviously something that I don't like. So yeah. Isara, absolutely loved her. I genuinely wish we had more time with Isara though, because we just don't get enough of Isara. Her VA was just so cool. Her personality was pretty fun as well. It's just like, I wish we had more screen time with Isara, to say the least. I wouldn't say there's a particularly favorite thing about her. She kind of just had, like, her attitude was just so good and whatnot. And I'm not counting, like, the resentful Isara, because it probably is the facet of her. But like, I can't really blame her for being mad at that moment. So yeah. But overall, again, I really do love Isara, and I wish there was more screen time with her, to say the least. But yeah. Juliet, I put her in dislike, I'm pretty sure. Juliet's dislike because, you know, she hits Dronya, and she's a stuck-up little rich girl. But then when Maylee disappears, she becomes, you know, a bitch. So, or a slut, I guess. So it's like, yeah, just don't like her. Clueless. Because of that. So yeah, Klaus, this, I might get some flack for this. Klaus, the butler, I actually like him. I think his voice is actually really nice, is what it is. His VA, his voice, and like his attitude is actually pretty nice. Of just like being a butler. So yeah, being a butler obviously helps him, just having that kind, well, I wouldn't say kind nature, but like, you know, like mature nature of it all. There isn't really a favorite scene I have for Klaus though, but yeah. Now for, well, I guess that's dead Klaus. For alive Klaus, I absolutely hate this person. Just because he assaulted Velnya, and that basically puts you in hate tier. Like, you know, you did a pretty, like, bad act, so, to a person, so, yeah. I'm not gonna say the word, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be demonetized, and while I don't care, I'm just not gonna say it. But yeah, I just don't like aspects like that either. Lana, also going in love tier. Lana was my mage in my party, and she definitely was also just another carry when it comes to magic proficiency. You know, like whenever I needed, the moment I remember the most is when half of my party was dead and I needed Lana to carry me, and she quit for the final blow on the boss. That was just so memorable. Thank you, Lana, for being the mage of my party. But now we get to one of my favorite characters, Luca. Luca, it's the S tier all the way to favorite. She's just so cute. Like, Luca, she's cute, she's wholesome, you know. It's just, all of it's just like, you know, some people might find her annoying. I don't care. She's cute and wholesome for me, you know, so, she's just, like, there's so many good moments, about her. But yeah, I can't really describe it, to say the least, because there's just so many good moments about her. And they're kind of like, it's kind of like with Isara, where there's not like truly a favorite moment I have with her, but her VA, again, is done pretty well. Just having like a good time and whatnot, and her like having, you know, being a soul pack witch and having the reversal time, and me having, I guess the most is probably the thing with her, is me like having the big brain moment of finally realizing that Luca's the one that deals with the clear data stuff. So I guess that's the main thing. But it's kind of like her character alone puts her up in favorite. And we went from absolute S tier favorite to the absolute worst, Marietta. And I'll talk about Mary as well. But Marietta and Maria are literally the exact same people. One's the adult version, one's the child version. I don't know how you went from blonde to scarlet hair, but besides the point, she's literally a character archetype that I absolutely hate and despise. She is just a plot contrivances. In my eyes, she is purely just a plot contrivances. For having a crush on Velnya and Dronya, just like it just, I don't know, it just rubs me the wrong way, and I just personally hate it. And the only reason that the end happens and that Baba Yaga gets away is because Baba Yaga possessed Marietta, but there is no reason for Marietta to be part of the of the ritual. Unless Baba Yaga was controlling Marietta, which, by the way, Marietta knew that Baba Yaga was inside her. So there was even less of a point to get to join the ritual. And it's literally just purely just a plot contrivance. Another thing, she's the only other person who's alive that's in Refrain. Why are you in Refrain? It was literally never explained. She's clearly there just for a plot contrivance to make the story happen where it's happened. And I just hate that. She has no personality. None of it's explained. And her sin is obviously wanting to be with Dronya. And it's just like, I just hate it. There's nothing more I hate than like this type of archetype of a character. I just hate her. Like, there's nothing, I literally cannot put how many words. I could go on a whole tangent, but yeah, I really don't like this character. Maylee's the same. Why do you have a crush on Velnya? Who fucking knows, you know? And again, I don't want to diss VAs, but I just don't like a VA, you know, obviously. But yeah, Maylee also goes and hates Tia because it's just Marietta, and she has literally the same personality in where she has a crush on Velnya for absolutely no reason. And if Isara is right, then Maylee, even though she said, I won't rat on you, it seems like Maylee ratted on them. Because Isara even said we would have gotten away if it wasn't for Maylee. I don't know if she's just being dramatic right now, but still doesn't deny the fact that I still hate Maylee, and yeah, to say the least, I hate Maylee and Marietta. And also, oh, that's another thing. Why are you hiding the fact that you're Maylee? Like you say, oh, so you really don't remember me and whatnot. Why are you hiding the fact that you're Maylee though? That's not, like, I would go such on a tangent, but there's no reason for you to hide the fact that you're married to, like, Dronya / Velnya. There's literally no reason. She's literally there just for a plot contrivance. It's something like that I genuinely hate. I've talked way too much about this bitch. But yeah, I just hate her. I'm sorry, I just do. Maylee, she's just a bad person. We get context of that, like, she hates everything, or she hates her looks, or she hates that some people have, like, a good time and whatnot. She's just a bad character, so yeah, you know, nothing too surprising there. Going on to Mezzaluca. Mezzaluca is going into love tier. We only get to see her post game. I do recommend I didn't recommend doing the good ending on my review. I just noticed. Whatever. But Mezzaluca is definitely up there in love tier. She's not in favorites because she does go a bit mad, and that aspect I don't really like, to say the least. You know, it's not my favorite to say the least. But yeah, Mezzaluca, her VA though is done so well, man. Like, she's up here purely because of her VA. Just did such a stellar job on just, like, being that. My most memorable moments probably for her will just either be when she's, like, having a breakdown, or when she's saying, like, thank you to, like, Tractie and whatnot. She has a sad story about her just becoming the only person alive in the world of Tannis, which is, again, depressing. I don't like it, but still, I can't put her any lower than love. Mezzaluca was just such a character, done so well. But time for my favorite character, though. They're clearly a comp of just it all. Neldo, or Neldy, however you put it. He was just the peak of wholesomeness and, like, cheerfulness. Like, he just had that personality where it fits just right for me. Neldy, obviously was someone who knew Mezzaluca before Luca. to say the least. And he honestly didn't like Dronya. And while he went, sometimes he was bashing on, you know, Dronya for like completely uncalled for, but it's still fun, you know. He probably had the most smiling because he had the most fun out of everybody else. Like, he was always just like seeing the light. He was always just smiling at Dronya, like, ugh. Everything about him, his VA, his dialogue, you know, everything about Neldy was just perfect. I just loved all of it, to say the least. It was just a fun character. He's wholesome, he's cute, he's playful. I don't know what more I could ask for. My favorite scene is the combined scene with Mezzaluca as well, though, but this is mainly now more Neldy. Would be Neldy catching Mezzaluca, or Neldy and Mezzaluca hugging each other. Those two are probably my favorite scenes in the entire game, probably, to say the least. He does probably have some moments in where he gets, like, is an absolute joke, but I don't remember those moments for the most part, so suck it. Clueless. Nemto, I don't know, I think I put him in, like, dislike, I'm pretty sure. He was either dislike or neutral. I honestly can't remember with Nemto. Because Nemto, you know, it's weird why the moment Fritz is gone, he goes absolutely haywire. But he's also he's just another bad character or sinner, I guess. I guess once we get to Petrone, I'll probably explain a bit more. But you already know, like, you know, people gone. Yeah, doesn't matter. But yeah, Nemto is kind of like, he also never fucking talks, and I hate archetypes like that. I hate people who literally don't fucking talk, especially if they can talk. Yeah, and it didn't help that honestly, like, all of his dialogue was just ... or more, or some shit like that. I don't know, but yeah. Nemto, kind of dislike him. Newt, absolutely neutral on him. Drunken Newt, I don't like Drunken Newt. But Glade Shade Newt, I don't mind him. But he was also never fully explored either, so it's kind of like, he's there and he's not there because you mention him as like a great sage, and he's the one that transports Tractie back to the future. But like, other than that, what's the point in having Newt? You know what I mean? But he's not a negative enough for me to not like put him any lower than neutral. But he's definitely like another plot contrivance character, or just a character there for the plot, to say the least. But yeah, besides that, again, he's kind of just neutral. It's like, what can you do about him? Really? The Oracle, I like him. Yeah, we don't get a lot from him, but he explains the lore of one of the dungeons, and that alone is good enough for me to like him. You know, he explains the lore of the graveyard, of the gravesite. And he also does have a heroic moment, and because he has a heroic moment, that puts him above neutral. That heroic moment being that he is perfectly fine with I forget his name, but it's not Valcorona, but it's like the shot of Valcorona. He's perfectly fine, like, dying, or like his death will like keep the seal intact. And I feel like, and he also smiles just before he dies, and I'm like, that's a good scene. I like that scene. So that alone puts him up in like tier for me, because he also doesn't have a lot of screen time at all. And his design, you know, he's a vampire, you know, pretty cool design, to say the least. Petrone, I mainly don't like him because of his way of thinking, for the most part. His way of thinking is, you know, with like sinners, or like not wanting to go and stuff like that, you know, like realizing that people we afraid affect people, or how it affects, you know. But yeah, I just don't like his point of view or his way of thinking, and in doing so, he gets used to be in the dislike tier, because yeah. Porte or Portrait or something like that. again, she's like the little shock baby thing that's just there, I guess. I don't know. She also doesn't talk, and I just can't, like, there's nothing, she doesn't do anything that makes me like her, and she doesn't do anything that makes me dislike her. Again, she's just a character that's supposed to be there, and I think that's perfectly fine. Red. Red was another part of my blue nicotine, but she goes in like, she wasn't bad, you know, getting the double bonk, but that's also because of Annie's skill trait. I transferred it onto Red. Well, not Annie specifically, but, you know, her skill being able to, if you have S plus proficiency, there's a 50% chance you double strike with both of your weapons. So Red had that, so she was kind of just there. Sara, also in doing so, had that as well, had that double strike. So in doing so, Sara had the slashing effect, Red had the blunt effect, and then Sara had the piercing effect. But Red and Sara were like 2 later editions, so they're kind of in like, and they weren't as memorable as like these 3. And now for Sky, for me, it's also another like tier. Sky / me is unfortunately in like tier, purely because, again, like, it's only headcanon, and it's only the merits that I have to go based off of, and not their personality. And because of that, me, genuinely, merit-wise, had, like, absolutely nothing. Like, merit-wise, I basically do nothing, to say the least. I don't like how the Astral Knight had it, or, I forget what they're called, actually. I forget what class these are called. But let's go with, like, the bots. Like, their high thing is having high charm. But I feel like high charm was absolutely pointless, because it only makes it so the enemy doesn't attack you, but that kind of becomes pointless when every major enemy has an AoE attack, so it doesn't really matter, you know, type of ordeal. So that's why I changed them to double flat. But yeah, merit-wise, he's literally just there, and the only reason he's in like tier is because he's literally me. It's literally the only reason why. Tractie, or also clueless. He's just like, again, basically has no personality. If I really want to, I would put him in neutral, but like, I like Tractie enough because like he is us, and I do things that I like doing, so in doing so, Tractie just does it, you know, like being silent towards Dronya, but like helping like defend Luca and like Neldo, or like asking, you know, technically not wanting to, but I was also perfectly fine dying for Mezzaluca as well. So again, that's kind of just where Tractie's at, to say the least. But yeah, Velnya, I think Velnya was also in like, I'm pretty sure. Velnya, again, kind of with Isara, where it's just like, I like her, but she doesn't do enough, or there isn't enough screen time, to say the least, where it's like, it's unfortunate. I wish there was a bit more screen time. I can't really say much, you know, I just like Velnya a bit more than Dronya. If I really wanted to, you could probably put her in neutral, but I'll just keep her for like, just for consistency's sake, because I do like Velnya more than I like any of these people in neutral. And the Zorok is also in like, there was also no like major event. I guess Velmya's major thing for her would be telling Baba Yaga to just burn. I really did like that scene, so I guess that's probably why she's up there. She had a pretty, you know, like, good moment, and that's probably the moment that I liked about her that put her a bit higher up there. So yeah, Zorok having a crush on Neldo, and then hating Mezzaluca for not doing anything, even though Zorok never made a move on Neldo. It's like, I mean, it's kind of your own fault. But Mezzaluca still cared for Zorok, and that alone just puts you a bit more higher, to say the least. I didn't particularly feel bad for her death, to say the least, because I think it was just a bit underbaked. I feel like if we had just a bit, maybe either just a bit more time with her, or just a bit more time with her, or a bit more backstory with her, I think she could have definitely had her death or her transformation could have felt more impactful. Obviously, it's supposed to be more impactful because Mezzaluca has known Zorok for I don't know how long, but probably a decent amount of time, so that's why it hits Mezzaluca more, and at least I can see the story beats when it comes to that one. So yeah. The rest of these are going into no opinion, so we're just going to rapid fire these last ones because I unironically have no opinions about these fuckers. The brothers, they're only here because of the demon. That's it. Doma, she was like the first person we encountered, but like she was talking like crap, so I could care less. The Fairy King, I don't know, he was just like, hey, you want this key? Fight me. And I'm like, sure, what are the... You probably don't remember these people, but remember Frank and, like, Michaela? Yeah, those two gods? Oh, by the way, they're the exact same image, because I couldn't be bothered. But yeah, you remember those gods? You don't? Well, good thing. No one else does here, but I just have them here. Holly, or Molly. I think it's Holly. I can't be bothered. Hold up. Holly, yeah. Holly, again, she was kind of just there. I literally have no opinion about this person. Surprisingly enough, I also have no opinion about Metalon. Like, genuinely. It's just like, I was like, who? I don't really care. Yeah, sure, he was like Isara's wife, or like Isara didn't want him, but it's like, I can't really put him in dislike purely because Isara didn't like him. So, yeah, just no opinion. Nico, the plant island, absolutely no there. The orc pup, I genuinely wasn't going to have the orc pup, but I don't know. They had some dialogue, so yeah. Prince Bagworms, he asked you to do something. I just did it. We kind of had to do it anyways. Rosaria, I mean, she was a mean bitch, I guess, but like, again, it's like, I really don't care about her. I have no idea who this fucker was. Was it Nico? No. Toby was his name. Toby, yeah, because I genuinely don't care about Toby either. The Black Wanderer, he absolutely beated my ass up, but besides the point. And then Yule. Yule, unfortunately, like, there wasn't enough screen time. We either see her once, and then she dies. We know that she's Neldy's sister, but, like, I don't know. What do you want me to say about that? But yeah, here's the tier list. It's not in order. This tier list is in order, though, right? Yeah, okay, so there isn't actually much of a change. But yeah, this is the actual, order of it all. Again, the no opinions are the exact same, because I'm not going to have an order of people that I just don't like. So yeah, it's in order, with Neldy being absolutely favorite, and then Marietta being the absolute worst. But yeah, this is kind of my tier list, kind of my funness, If you have anything, if you want to say anything, you want to say, how dare you put Dronya in neutral? I don't care. That's, make your own tier list. Clueless. But yeah, this was a fun one. So yeah, this was a fun one. Just talking about, just being able to talk about my favorite part, of the story, of a video game, to say the least. So yeah, if you watched this far, I highly doubt it. But if you didn't watch this far, thanks for watching this far. There's some other videos I did on Coven, so if you want to watch those, or if I have uploaded them, I don't know. But yeah, clueless. See you for now. I don't know. Yeet. This is so bad.